Hey Golf Gang, and welcome back to another video. This time one of my favourite, what I call in-between games. When it loads, come on, oh, I've broken it, there it is. Welcome to the world of Frostpunk. This is a game done by 11-bit Studios. They are due to make number 2 and I am really looking forward to it. So there it is, Frostpunk 2, learn more. I play this game to relax and I have brought all of the DLCs, but today we are going to go through the first and basic scenario. So the first thing I'm going to do is just turn on some audio. There we go. And I'll just go through it now. Please note, because I'm playing this for stress relief, I always put the game on an easy mode. Because I'm playing it for stress. I have completed every single scenario on medium level, but I am going to go through the easy one. So what I'm going to do now is I'll press start. I'll let you listen to the story and the background of Frostpunk, and then I'll come back in again once that's finished. I forgot about the loading screen.
We roam the still, cold world. No horizon in sight. The rulers of old, stripped of pride and glory. It feels as yesterday we were turning the wheels of progress. Until the frost stopped it all. Suddenly, without a warning. When tides had changed, they changed for all of us, no matter wealth or class. We've lost our world to snow, and with it, our last traces of humanity. We bid farewell to plenty, and for those who remained came the time to adapt. We decided to leave our homes and head north. We roamed for weeks, maybe months, leaving behind all the things we once believed had made us. It was hope that pushed us forward. Slowly, step by step. We knew the cost of our journey, and we paid the price 100 times. Finally, the time has come to build the last city on Earth.
I love that intro. Right, here we are. So, a new home. We fled from London, England, and crossed the sea to reach the frozen north. On the way, our convoy was hit by a blizzard and scattered. A handful of us managed to reach the site of this generator, only to find it frozen solid and abandoned. Why is no one here? Did any of our people survive the blizzard? Are there any others out there? Whatever we do, we expect the worst now that the world as we knew it has crumbled. We have to survive. Oh, I love this game. I'll try not to skip anything, but I've played this game for years, so if I do skip something, I apologise. So here we go. To fight the cold, we need to get generator working. It provides heat and power to other buildings. Without it, we'll freeze to death. Stockpile some coal and start the generator. So what I'm going to do is press OK and pause. The default buttons are space to pause, which is pause the game, and then you've got 3 levels speed: normal, fast, and very fast. I always play it on very fast because otherwise the game takes too long. Down here you've got your construction, where you can build some buildings. So you've got your basic house, your basic medical treatment, kitchen or cookhouse, hunter's hut to gather food, resource depot to store, a gathering post to collect, and a workshop to research various other things. The first thing I'm going to do is turn it slightly. There we go, that's better. And zoom out. I need it in a specific place. Autism. No, that's not it. Just got to spin it around a bit more. There we go. Right. So down here, you'll see we've got. This is a symbol for children. So we've got 15 children that are prohibited from working at the moment. 15 engineers and 50 workers. So on this one, we are going to assign. That's the coal pile. We didn't want that. We want this here, which is wood. And put max amount of people in there, and a max amount of people in there. This is how much wood they're going to collect per hour. 6.9 wood per hour, and there's 120 wood in there. We start off with our main stockpile here, and as you can see, it'll hold various different levels of various different resource. And it'll also tell you how much you're going to have. And resource depots, etc. there. That's funky. This is the Book of Laws. This is a faith system to start off with, to begin with, and gives you a lot of different ways to do stuff. If you have this game, or you're looking to purchase this game, and you know, feel free to experiment. I'm going to play the game how I know to complete it. So we're taking sustain life first. We can't cure the gravely ill, but we can at least keep them alive. We won't risk dangerous amputations with radical treatment. So that becomes a new law. Bang. And then it comes up here, and it will affect your hope and your discontent. Discontent is unhappiness. The higher this goes, the more people will get unhappy and try to remove you from power. The higher this is, the more stuff you can basically get away with without them getting upset and doing certain things. Also, these levels control what events happen in the game, as you'll see when we go through. So let's get everyone working first. We need the workers on there. Then we put some on the steel pile here. And then we gather some coal, like the original request was done. So we just click max, and then we take off 5. We go in here, and we build our cookhouse first to get the food going, and we join that just on there. The green are roads, so if there's anywhere it's a road, you can build. If you haven't got a road, it'll come up yellow and tell you there's no road. If you attempt to build it somewhere where you can't build it, it'll go red and tell you a warning. So again, we're going to touch that there, and we'll get that built. We'll go in here, get the tech, build the workshop, and then that will bring up a research tree, which you'll see in a minute. Now I'm going to hyper mode to speed 3 by pressing the number 3. And there we go, we've got a bit of discontent from our law, and then the people start talking. As soon as you've built something, I press spacebar. And then in this one, we'll put our 5 workers and back up to speed 3. Wait for the research and pause. I just got it a little bit, so I'll press 1. There it is. We'll put our engineers in there. And this is the technology tree, or the research panel. At various different levels, you can invent various different things, but for now we are going to go for faster gathering, so they will collect all of the resources faster. Start, and now it will tick down. There we go, and it'll tell you the basic work hours are from 8 AM until 1600. We get a notification. Sir, a woman came forward after we built the workshop. She said that her husband and daughter didn't reach the city with the main group, but she's sure they're still out there. She wants to join the first scout team we send out. She urges you to hurry. We'll do what we can. This little notification is telling me that no one's got anyone to live, and that is fine for the moment. Speed up. Oh, we didn't. Usually I managed to get that before the end of the first day, but that's fine. We got a notification. Captain, people are understandably concerned about the lack of shelter. They're falling ill from sleeping outside on this terrible cold. We better do something about it. So we will build shelter for everyone, and it'll tell you how long you've got to do and for how many people you need to build shelter for. I've also paused it, so as we come out of there, the game is paused. So now, the first thing we're going to do is build a medical facility here, medicine tent. That'll get building, and then, sorry, it's just an alarm on my phone. We will build. Each tent can hold 10 people, so we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There we go, and then we turn on the generator. This is the generator. As you go through the game and the tech levels, these will increase in steam powers and the range. You can also put the generator into overdrive, but the stress factor will increase, and if you don't turn the overdrive off in time, the generator will explode, and that will cause a game loss. You can also see here how much coal you're spending every day throughout the game. So at the moment we've only got access to steam level 1, so we'll turn it on to 1, and it tells you there 6 coal per hour, but it doesn't come on here because there's no other buildings, it's just the generator. So again, clear it down and press 3. Your law is also got a timer. There we go. Captain, when facing demands, remember this: people usually look for the quickest solution, not the best one. You don't have to agree to everything they ask for. If you fix the problem your way, it's fine. Thank you very much. Right, now we've got the medical tent, so we take 5 engineers off of the coal and put them into the medical tent, medical post. Now you'll see here who the workers are, where they're going. You can click on them and find them, and it also tells you where the patients are. If you zoom in all the way in, you can actually see the little people wandering around and how the tents and stuff are constructed. There we go. Oh, let's put it on 1. That's speed 1, as you can see the difference. Speed 2, and then speed 3. I prefer to stay out, zoomed out. There we go. And everyone's in there. Everyone feels relieved with the roof, even a flapping one over their head. Hope rises. Okay, bam, got a bit of hope. And now we've got a patient in the medical centre. Oh, and there's the next floor. So after that, we come down for extra rations for the ill, and we use food to make the people get better quicker. I'm not going to read everything out. If you want to read something out, feel free to pause the video and read the text. You kind of get the gist. This is a warning to say that our generator is going to run out and how many hours of coal we have left. That's fine. Just keep going. Free time. Here it comes. 7, 8. There's the alarm. Bang. Text done. Faster gathering. We go into the beacon. Allows us to send scouts to search the wilderness for goods and survivors and bring them to our city. Okay. Off we go. Up here you've got all of your resources. I forgot to go through this. That's your coal, wood, steel, steam cores, which we'll come to later, or raw food and food rations. Now I know it takes 4 raw food to make 1 ration, so we don't need the 5 workers in the cookhouse anymore. There you go. So we'll take them out of there. We'll put 5 in here, leaving us 15 spare workers because the steel wreckage has been completed. They now move to this steel wreckage and get that cleared, because these little things block our building, so we need to get them cleared for later buildings. We've only got this hole to build in. I'll just show you here. That's it. There's no other space. Everything you build has got to be in this circle. Bam, there's our beacon. Next we go for hunter's gear, which will allow us to collect more rare raw food. That's fine. And we get this now turns blue to let us know there's a new building. I'm going to ignore it for now. You try not to build anything during the day because your workers are, well, basically working, gathering stuff. There we go, 15 workers on the wood, and at this juncture we put the other 15 on more coal. So now we're just waiting for the day to be over. There it goes, bam. We've got enough coal, so we've moved on to the next area, which is collecting food. Again, if you want to read this in finality, just pause the video and you can read it at your leisure. Just going to skip it, pause, go into here, and it shows you which section the new building is in. Go over to tech, there's the beacon. Right, so I know I need to build this over here, but that is red, so we'll build it here. Now that's telling me it's going to destroy resources. The resources it's talking about are trees. There are frozen trees there, and if I build a certain resource I can collect the trees, but there's easier ways to collect the trees, so we're okay making that sacrifice. Excuse me. That tells us there's no path, so we go in here. Here's your streets. There's to dismantle the street, and that's to dismantle buildings. We'll dismantle the street build the street, so bring it out in line and we take it there, build and build to meet that. There we go, that turns red to tell us the street under construction, and the next thing we do is build a hunter's hut on that street. You've got to get it right. You can see the little sticks in the ground, and that's the marker. So what we want to do is get it right on the edge of the markers there. Bang, is that in the right place? Yes. And we build 2. Yep. If you make a mistake, you can always click on the building again and cancel it, and you'll get the full resources back. Once a building has been completed and you cancel it, you will not get the full resources. And then we'll build a road across there. There we go, that's those 2 done. Right. And now, any worker that is free will now build it overnight, which is a lot better for us because it means in the day they're working and in the evening they're, basically doing a job. There you go. Now we've got a beacon being built, so what we need to do now is pause and find 5 workers. We take them from this steel here. There we go, in preparation for the beacon to be built. That'll proper cinematic. There we go. Here it comes. You can skip these by pressing escape, but I'll let them go through on the video. There we go, and that reveals our map, or the first part of it. So the yellow dot means is a quest location to do with our quest, and if it doesn't have a yellow dot, it is just somewhere to visit. This is how you build your scouts. So we go in, we need 40 wood and 5 workers. Press the plus button, and now we have a scout. The way you use your scouts is you click on the scout, click on the location, or click on the location if you've got a scout. So click on the scout, click on the location, and you've got a green arrow. The other way to do it is to click on the location, then click on the scout, and you get a green arrow. Either way is fine, and it will also tell you how long you have before you get there. So we send them off back to our city. Now the hunters' huts are free and available for workers. We're not going to do that yet. We need to collect some more resources. So for the now, we just continue on. We'll get the notification. Ready to search. We needed a win. There we go, and it confirms there the woman who came forward earlier is among them. Brilliant. Right, let's go. So at this stage, lots of things are happening. You've got the scout ticking down. You've got our law system ticking down. Other than that, overnight, not much really happens at this stage of the game. It's usually happening during the day. There we go. There's the workers' horn. And now we're on to the drawing boards, which is our first level of tech progress. We don't have enough wood yet. We've only got 13, so we're going to have to lose some time on that. I shouldn't have built on the hunter's hut, so we just got to wait for the wood. Our scout has made its way, so immediately I press pause, click on the scout, it's found some people. So go to explore again. There's lots of reading if you want to do that there, and it's discovered 2 for other sites. So we can either send them to the city, there's a chance they'll get lost and die, or we use our scouts to bring them back. On this occasion we use our scouts to bring us back. It also tells you how many children, engineers and workers are coming to your city, so you can prep for new tents to be built. At the moment we're still waiting for some more wood. There it is. So we switch down to 1, clicking our tech, so the game is still progressing even though we're in our tech tree, and build the drawing boards. There we go, back up to speed 3. Steel wreckage has been completed. That gives us 10 workers. They now go in the hunter's hut. The hunter's hut is, as you can see here, is a night shift. So in the day they rest, and in the night time they go looking for food. Right. And the next we need is children's shelters. So we sign that, and that'll give us a new building to build, which we'll wait until we've got wood. Bam, there we go. That's new people arrived. So we click OK and get a cinematic. There we go. So more writing. I'll look for more. Right, we send the scouts out again, and this time we are going to the sturdy shelter. Although it doesn't have a quest line, I know where I'm going. So there we go. We've also need 35 new homes, but we'll deal with that now-ish. So we've got to be careful because, thank you. Oh, sorry, I skipped that. But again, go back, pause the video if you need to. We won't build the child shelter yet. We will need to build some homes. So we've got 1 that can go there. And for the purposes of knowing what's coming up next, that's 10, 20, 30, and we've got 7 wood left to connect those other ones. So what we need to do now, we've got enough wood. That's 4. Come on. No, I don't want to go that way. There. Oh, 2 away. Can I delete anything? Can I delete any wood from anywhere? No, but we can dismantle this, which I shouldn't have built in the first place. There you go. It's only going to give me 15 wood when it actually costs 20, so I lose 5 wood. But hopefully, if the workers there it goes, dismantled, pause, we've now got 15 wood, which is not enough to build a tent and then path it, because we already, it might be. That's 1. Let's take the road round to where we need it. Just. That was risky. There we go. There we go. So we'll build that. Now we've got 31 people, so we'll put 5 in there to max that out. That's being worked on. We'll put 17 or 15 in there, and the others will go into, need to max that out, so I'll put 2 workers. Engineers are more valuable than workers, so if you get the option of choosing workers or engineers, if you have the option, always go with workers. And then we'll fill out with engineers, and we'll put the last of the engineers in there. Right, there we go. Again, now we just wait. Not sure how long this video is going to be. I might do it in one take. I might split it and do it in differing videos, but we'll see what happens. Right, there we go. So you can see the hunters coming back now, and they'll bring back some food. Additionally, our drawing boards are done. So now that's done, we can upgrade and make our medical posts better. So we do that, and we're back down to pretty much no wood again. That's fine. New law. So we've got the child shelters, and we'll make the children help our doctors by going medic apprentices. We still need to build that child centre, but we've got time. That coal's gone. That's fine. We put them on the next coal. There we go. Must keep that. Oh, and the wood crates are finished, which is pretty good because now we need workers in the cookhouse to get our food done. And then we need some on the steel. There we go, and that leaves one left. We'll take this. Tells you that some of the workers are sick. So what you can do is you take them all out and put them back in, and that usually, there you go, gets rid of the sick absences. There we go. Right, that's the medical post upgraded. Now we've got 62 wood. I'm just checking my list as per normal. Right, we need some heaters. The heating, get some heaters. There we go, that's what they do. But it's only 10 wood, we need to be cheap. Aha! So Sturdy Shelter has found some food, some wood, some steam cores. So click explore, and it gives you a little bit of history, a new location, and then how many of each there is. So we'll take all those, and from there we then go back to our city with the resources. There we go. The coal is getting near its storage capacity. That's fine, the coal has been depleted. What we do now is we build the other hunter's hut, because now we've got more people, we're using more food. This down here is the economy tab, and you can find out how much food is incoming and how much is using. So every day we're getting 22. We've got 152 in our storage, and we're consuming 110 per day. So yeah, it's not enough at the moment, but that's fine. We're about to build this little one. There we go. In go the people, and off they go to hunt. In come the scouts with all the stuff. We've got a steam core, 190 wood, and 104 food, which puts our food. Pause. Now our wood, food, and coal are near max. So we'll send the scouts out again. This time we'll follow the quest chain and go there to the steel bridge. And at this juncture, now we've got plenty of wood, we can then start building our child shelter, which we put here. And additionally, because we know, or I know, there's going to be more people, I'm going to build a lot more tents. I'm going to go down to 100 wood. Right, that's the 120. Now we've got to build the path. Got to be careful because the AI will use a path that has the least amount of wood. I don't want that. There's a reason I want to go around the outside of these edges, which will become apparent in the later gameplay. So we just take it round to the last 10, and that puts us just below 100 wood. That's okay. We can deal with that. So we mistimed the building really, because this is going to take past. Right, there we go. The temperature's going down, and you can see now that everyone is really cold. So if we look up at here, you can see the temperature gauge and when it's expected to go up and down. It's expected to go up tomorrow. So what I would do, I'll look at my resources. I know I don't need much coal, so I'll take those out. That'll stop us getting those people ill. I've got plenty of steel, so we'll stop that. I'm going to let the wood go because although I've got plenty of it, I really want this wood pile cleared. Now the cookhouse is too cold, so it's not going to be operating. Got to wait for our heaters to come online. There's our heaters. So now we build the wall drill. Again, that tells you what it does and tells us what you're going to need to build the wall drill once you've got the research. Start that, and we can turn the heater on in our cookhouse, which means it starts functioning again. That means now that food is being cooked. Also, it means that people can go there and eat, which is also a good thing. That's a warning. They became gravely ill due to frostbite. This will keep having people have to work in such cold. I see. And immediately we now build a second medical post up behind the cookhouse. Now the wood crates have disappeared, which is what we wanted. We'll turn the heaters on. Whoops, children cared for. Turn the heaters on and put some engineers in there. We've got our wall drill built. Back into the research and some more scouts, please. Now we build the wall drill. Now this is a very specific piece of building, and it can only be deployed in the spaces where it tells you. Otherwise you can't put it anywhere else. So we'll put it next to where the closest spot where we've got our path already. And that's being built. We'll go and build street, or I call them paths, but it's street. There we go. That's that done. That's building. Right. This will tell you about the steam cores. We've just used our first steam core. Steam cores are a necessary component in advanced technology. We can't manufacture steam cores in the city, so let's hope that our scouts find them during their expeditions. There we go. So that hopefully will be built and completed overnight. There goes the path. There it goes. Oh, new law. And this time we build a care home. What a care home do is that people that cannot be healed in the medical tent will go in the care home. So we've got that person that's gravely ill, they'll take up a space in the medical post. If we build the care home, they'll move to the care home instead. There's the wall drill. Now we put our people in there. We don't need a heaters on at the moment because the temperature is okay. It's cold, it's not freezing. Care house promise fulfilled, hope rises. So here now you can see we've got our hope almost maxed out, but we do got a little bit of discontent, and usually it'll tell you why. People are too cold in their tents, which is understandable given it's minus 40. It's also the reason for building the second medical post, because we've now got 11. There's a temperature change, and at that point we go in the cookhouse, turn the heating off. We'll leave the heating on in the medical post. And then that also means we can start gathering our coal again, we can start gathering our steel again. There's another coal pile over here. It's only 3 people, but at the moment we've got nothing else for them to do. So they can just get on and do that. Our food storage is almost now full. We'll deal with that in a moment. An automaton. Explore. Basically, this is a robot. And you can either send it to the city or dismantle it for resources. We are going to send it to the city. There you go. We've got our scouts again, and they are now off to the large convoy. Again, I've played this game many times. I know there's a quest marker there, but this is how you do this. Because this game's been out for a very long time, I'm sure there's other videos out there showing you how to do this in different ways, easier ways, efficient ways, blah blah blah. This is how I do it. Got 2 notifications. That says just a note of thanks for the child shelter, and a notification finding the bridge to Winterhome proved that we're on the right track, but raised questions, yada yada yada. We'll find out more in Winterhome when we get there. So we lose a bit of hope. Right. I'm not worried about the food storage at the moment. That's coming up and down as nicely. More scouts. Next we need a steam hub, which is over here. Build that. Right, now we need to find some workers. No, engineers, they're workers. Oh, how much does steel do? Steel's only got left, so we take 3 from this coal pile and 2 from this coal pile. Excuse me, thank you. Giving us 5. Off we go. With the second suit, they go to the crash site. That's got resources in it. There's the steel gone, so now we can put those engineers onto that coal pile. Now it's night time, we will build a resource depot. Put it here, 1. Keep an eye on my resources, 2. Can we squeeze in a 3rd? Yes, and we will build the street. Zoom in a little bit. Down there. There we go. Reason for that to find out later. So it says we've got cold homes, and again it gives you reasons, different options, and tells you the outcome of them. So we will heat some homes, and then we've got a time scale to do that in, which is why we've got our steam hub coming online the next day. And we'll also build another tech station or workhouse, whatever you want to call it, right next to it. There we go. More survivors. Escort the survivors to the city. You could leave them to their fate, or send them, but I always go with the safest option. Escort them to the city, and off they go. Now we've got some resource depots. We click on them. We've got all the different resources in the game. So we click on food and coal. There we go. They got to the crash site with some resources. We'll take the resources and we'll go straight on to the observatory. Should have done this when I built the tech station and put the other engineers in there to get our steam hub back. There we go. Steam hub is up and running, and now we go to the steel factory. We build a steam hub, which uses a ton of coal, so we have to place this to get the most amount of tents, and it's got to be on the street. There. Bonk. So the only time I build during the day is heating. As you can see, it'll sit there waiting for people to work. We've got no food, so if we take those out, they might go and do that. A new law. Now we build the cemetery. Again, I'm going to build that straight away. It won't be built until after... Oh, that usually sits there. It should be sitting there. Oh well, I'll have to build it over there. That's fine. The steam hub has been built by the people from the kitchen, so that's ticked off that one. More tech. Next level up, drafting machines. Ooh. Take those out, put those in. That's better. Very low on wood. No thanks. That coal pile's gone. We'll take the engineers out of there and put that in there, and then we'll put the engineers in the cookhouse, leaving 3 workers spare. That's the cemetery done. Those walkers got to the observatory, and there's more people. That's fine. 10 people that are ill. It's okay, they're cold. Surprise at minus 30. More survivors. Click on that. Straight up to the gloomy cave. A lot of this game is kind of just waiting for things, especially overnight. Very little happens overnight in this game. Voila! Loads of resources and people and loads of other things. This person now goes up to the quest station. The next one. There we go. So now we've got a lot more people to deal with, which is great. We can build, we will build, we will build. The steel, 1, 2, build the path all the way up there. I waited for those people to come to make this easier. Now we've got a ton of spare people, it doesn't matter at the moment when we build. So we build those, and also we need another hunter's hut. So we tag that on the end there. Path that as well. All the way to the edge. There we go. Cinematic. Okay. Tells you about the using automatons. Again, that's just going to go and sit on the coal. There we go. Basically, automatons work 24 hours a day, but at a reduced work pace than your normal humans. It kind of works out in the end. Right, we've built the cemetery and go for cemetery burials in case anyone dies. They have a funeral service, so they're not too upset about people dying. There's our drafting machines done. Now we build bunkhouses, which is an upgraded version of the tent. That's free, so we put some more people in there. That's going to give us a lot more food. There's the steel. We put 10 workers and then 10 engineers. There we go. That's that done. That'll start cranking in some steel, which we need. There's the bunkhouses done. Now we build a hospital or infirmary. We don't build any bunkhouses yet because we've got to wait for this to finish. If you fail that mission, you lose a lot. Right. This is a 50-50 gamble. You can either leave the bears alone, who kill the survivors, or risk attacking them and have a 50-50 chance of the scouts dying, but the people living. I've played this game hundreds of times in this scenario, and although it's a 50-50 gamble, most of the time the scouts will survive. Let's find out. Yes, the scouts survive. So now the scouts will survive and bring the people back, which is great. Right. Still waiting for this to come down before I build the thingy. If you look down in the economy, you also can look at the houses, click on inhabitants, and it'll show you how many houses I can build without affecting my research. So I can build, upgrade 2 tents, which we will do. 1, 2. There you go. See, the automaton is still working because the coal's going up. There we go. More people, and now we need to build another house. We'll automatically build a bunkhouse and slide it next to the tech there. Now these have got nowhere else to go. They are just waiting now. We'll leave them at our home city and wait. This will be built and they'll move in there. Dump. There we go. What I tend to do is disband the scouts. I'm going to build them again, but sometimes the scouts are ill and you don't know, so it's just easier to just disband the scouts and let them go into the hospital / medical post, and because next time you create your scouts they'll be healthy ones. Steam still works. More steel. Right, we've just finished the hospital, so we build one of those immediately because we have the spare people, and that'll use our last steam core and most of our steel. There we go, promise fulfilled. Now we can build a couple more bunkhouses. I'm only going to build a couple because I know what's coming up, and also every time I build one now, people are going to be out. There's the steam steelworks. Next, we upgrade our hunters. There to flying hunters. More food. Right, so now we've got the hospital, we immediately put in our 10 engineers into the hospital. We don't shut down the medical post, this extra medical post, yet, because we've still got quite a few unhealthy people. We need to wait for that number to go down. Right, the Automon has finished collecting the coal, and we've got no more coal left. So now we stick it in one of the steelworks. There we go. Now we get to the end of the day, we upgrade the one that the robot isn't in. Get the notification, let's heat some homes, yay! Okay, so we need another steam hub. That's fine. We shall put this one next to the other one. There we go, and new law. Emergency shift. This means now we can force there you go, force workers in any facility to work next 24 hours, but they've got a chance of dying, and it will raise discontent. We won't use that now, but that will be useful in later gameplay. Right, now that one's been upgraded, we take the engineers out, we take the robot off of that one, we put the robot in that one, and we upgrade the other one to a steel. Bang. That way the Automon is constantly generating steel for us. There we go, and now we put workers in that one. Bang, that's got to the next area. We explore, there's the writing. We find Winter Home, which is our target quest, but this scout group is going to go to the coal mine. We now recruit our second set of scouts and send them to Winter Home. Notification, there's the writing. There we go, we lose a bit of hope. It's fine. Although it says people are content, technically they are unhappy with the living conditions, so this is why people are going to be ill. That number does go down slowly. There's the hunters. Next we build lighter scout sleds so the scouts can move faster. And now the hunters aren't working. Another only exception to the rule of not building today is upgrading our hunters. You can't upgrade them in the night time because they're in use, and that will delay your food production. New law. Fighting arena. Created the law, but I'm not going to build it yet. There's scouts, and now we go on to the coal mine. The scouts have reached the coal mine. You've got a choice. You can take the stored coal and use it later, or dismantle. I always dismantle. There are better options to later on in the game for things. Excuse me. Again, we're just kind of waiting now for the game to process through the night time. We are not going to complete this target because the coal's going to come in and drop the temperature, which will cancel it. We haven't built enough bunk houses. There's a reason for that. There it goes. Promise broken. Hope falls. Discontent rises. But if we watch, it's not a great deal amount. And at that point, we have to turn our heaters on there. We turn this off to conserve coal. And we turn this off as well. We dismantle them and save the coal. There we go. Hunter's coming with the food. That's why we dismantle the coal, because we get more. And we've got loads of steel now, and wood. Now these scouts again are waiting, so we don't disband these. Pause game, because we've got nowhere to put the wood at the moment. Right, what's next? We've built the coal mines resource depot upgrade. Right, so we do that. We're going to have to go in here, and we're going to have to build another resource depot or two. Build the two. There we go. Got to wait for those to be built. This is the only thing I find slightly irritating. This is 92 odd people, but it takes so long. As soon as one's built, we pause and get the wood on there so we can get our wood back up and running. We'll leave the other one empty. There's a resource depot upgrade. Now we go for cookhouse installations. Then we can stop putting our heating on all the time. That's the end of the day. There we go. Right, we automatically go down to 1 and we find the relevant scout at Winterhome. The streets of the ruined city are littered with scores of dead bodies. The city chronicle describes a shortage of food and citizens' increasing despair. The following squabbles, riots and descent into anarchy. Fights for dwindling resources and the eventual starvation. The last entry: God forgives us, we're eating our dead, there's no hope. Sites is covered, Snowcliff American camp, we are on our own. The news has shocked everyone in the city. There were supposed to be many settlements and construction crews here, people living normal lives in homes heated by generators. We're done. Hope falls. Cinematic. Winterhome has fallen. They're all dead. How will we survive here without any help? We have to go back to London. There's no hope for us here in this frozen desert. People start to gather as the news of the fate of Winterhome spreads through the city. Some of them want to drop everything and flee to London. Panic is starting to settle in. I must give them purpose. Here you can choose your path. You can go order and discipline, which is basically enforced law by what would be the police force. So essentially martial law / curfew, or faith and spiritual strength. I've tried and tested both ways multiple times. Faith and spiritual strength in this scenario always wins. This has got nothing to do with my personal belief systems. It is just purely on game mechanics. So we choose faith and spiritual strength, and we choose the house of prayer. Then we pause. So we go to the people at Winterhome and send them to Snowcliff. We go to our spare scouts team and send them to the American camp. Right, now we toggle around. We leave that there for now. This is what we're going to build in this order. We go to people, tents, and we match up to the cookhouse. We build 1, 2, right click, build a fighting arena. There you go, and that will show you what the fighting arena is going to affect. Now the fighting arena lowers discontent. Next to the fighting arena, we're going to go into faith, and we're going to build a house of prayer, and that's how that covers. So we build that one. It is slightly longer than the other buildings, and then all we do is build 2 more tents, build a fighting arena, build a tent, check the house of prayer. There's a little bit of overlap. Can we get another one in? Yes. Back to people, back to tent, build a tent. Back to faith, house of prayer. Oh. See, now that gets almost all of them. There's a couple right here. Those two won't get, because that medical post is going to be replaced for a house in a minute. House of prayer, back to people, back to tents. 1, 2, check. Fighting arena. Yep, that gets all of them. 2 more tents. 1, 2. And we build our house of prayer. Whoa. There we go. And then, can we squeeze on any more houses? Yes. And you build up to your tech, and then cover the road / path. At the same time, we kill the medical post there and this one, and then we build another infirmary up here. Shush phone. There we go. Now we build our coal mines, which we researched earlier. 1 here and 1 over here. Now we've got our buildings in line, we can then line up the roads. There we go. Oops, wrong button. Whee! There it is. Thank you, Game of Life. Ah! That's a problem with Frostpunk. You cannot easily switch screens. So if you're on multi-screens like I am, excuse me, the developers have not made it easy to come out of Frostpunk. Come on. There it is. Right. So yeah, that's all that done. And now we just wait for everything to be built. The unconvinced want to leave. But calm down, we're not going to die. The Londoners, your people are divided. Some of them are so scared they plan to leave the city and head for London in 15 days. They'll try to convince others to join them, preying on their discontent. And more writing which can leave. There you go. So at the moment we have 19 people of our 230 that want to leave, and more are going to join them. So we now need to really concentrate on getting our discontent down and our hope up. People join the Londoners. Yeah, we're waiting on so much stuff to be built at the moment. It is going to be a bit of a hassle at the moment. See, that's almost doubled. We're running out of time to build the fighting arenas. There we go. Temperature's gone up to -30 from -40. The arena's built. That gives us hope. Scouts have reached there. That's lots of stuff. Take the resources. 2 new sites. And we go to Freshwater Springs with that one. Back into our city. Build, 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 build. There's the houses of prayer being built. That's more hope and less discontent. Once all your houses of hope are built, houses of prayer are built, you can go in and do a sermon, which will raise hope. So we'll do that as well. We've got our coal mine online, so we'll throw some workers in there. That coal mine's online, more workers in there. The hospital's online, engineers in there, and we've insulated our cookhouse. Next, mechanical calculators. And we also now need to build another workshop, which sits behind the other ones. There we go. Just keep an eye on your resources and your resource depots. Freshwater Springs, there's people there. Escort the survivors to the city, and site discovered. More engineers, there we go. Then gets the American camp. Take the resources, there's a settlement. As I said, if you want to read any of the text that's on the screen, feel free to pause the video. More Let's Eat Homes. And read through it. I apologise if I'm going too fast, either in the gameplay or speech. You can slow the video down, make it easy to understand me. I love this game and I know what I'm doing, so I tend to whiz through it a bit too fast. we'll now upgrade the houses along this back row to bunk houses if we don't run out of wood. Right, so now what we do is we take off the Ottoman, put workers in there and put the Ottoman on the wall drill. Now we'll just keep an eye on our wood. Rebirth of Faith, glad to hear that. Again, this is nothing personal at all, it is gameplay mechanics. If you don't believe in faith or you're a spiritual believer, that is fine, that is your personal opinion. This is purely for game mechanics only. What is that? There it goes. Right, now I need to build. Got to be careful now because we've reached the point where we've got warm homes. We can build 1, 2, 3, 4 more, or in our case 2 more. That's it, that's all we need to do. Won't build any more yet. Gain more, we're up to 40 of our 230. There we go. We found the temporary settlement and 2 new places. Over to the fishing village. There we go. Excuse me. Mechanical calculations are done. Now we go down to house. This game is very long-winded, and this video is just hit the hour mark. So what I'll do is probably wrap it up in about 10 minutes or so. New law. Right. Now we've got House of Prayer, we go to Purpose, we come up from House of Prayer to Evening Pairs. And we use them straight away. Hope will rise, some Londoners may mend their ways. New tech, we have just done House. From House, we go to Healthcare, Insulation. That's, we don't actually need that one, it's the one afterwards we need, so it's a bit of a time hop. I notice the coal's getting a bit up. So we use our last resource depot to get some coal, and now in free time I'll probably build some more. So we then go to the Frozen Grove first. We won't build the house yet, we will build some more resource depots. And what we need to do is not build over this structure, so we go 1, 2, over to the steel, 1, that's it, we're out of wood again. Fine. Scouts reach a fishing village. Steam cores. Explore. Dismantle everything because we're running out of wood. Over to the walled colony. Video's on 1 hour and 3, so give it a couple more minutes. Right. Put that on food rations and that on steel. We've got 1 spare for future. Now we've got some more steam cores, we will build 3 things. We will build the second coal mine, we will build a second wall drill, and we will build another infirmary. Connect those all up. Don't worry about the notification, you can see the yellow timer there. Plenty of time to action that. Let's get these roads built first. That's it, and then we activate. People regain hope. Glad to hear that. Right, so there you can see that the increase in Londoners is now dropped to neutral. As long as we don't mess up and cause any discontent, it will go from neutral and start coming down. Hopefully. More coal, workers in coal. Healthcare installation is done. Next is a difference engine, so that's another level of tech. We're out of wood. Not by much. Engineers into the hospital. Workers into there. Come on, 125 we need to hit. There it is. Difference engine. Bam. That puts us out of wood again. That's fine. We've got the Ottoman in this wall drill, and we've got workers in this wall drill. That puts our wood up to a steady 400 a day, or 450-ish. Right, that's the end of part 1 for this video. I think it's this is just under 1 hour and 5 minutes. We've got, I think it's about halfway through this scenario. I'll do another video with the second half and subsequent parts, so watch out for that if this is something you're interested in. I will go through all of the scenarios in Frostpunk 1 eventually, so if this is a game you're seemingly interested in and not sure whether to purchase it on Steam, then yeah, wait for me to do the videos and I'll show you all of them. Thanks for listening, hope to see you in the next one. If I can Alt Tab and stop